Hello, I'm Kim, and today I thought I would share 4 uncomfortable truths about Etsy with you all. Why? Well, in case you were thinking about starting an Etsy shop, or maybe you've got one and you were just wondering why it wasn't working for you the way you were hoping it would. There is a fine line with Etsy. It can be a complete pain in the neck, and it can be a huge cause of frustration and disappointment unless you know how it works and how it doesn't work, in which case it can be a really helpful tool to use. Take this as your friendly reminder that Etsy, as with anything else in life, you get out what you put in. So with that in mind, let's just dive into the first truth. Etsy is saturated and you have to work your behind off to get seen. Of course, some people do have a unicorn item that is so unique that they have very little competition and a lot of people looking for it, and they don't have to do anything to get the sales. If that is you, enjoy it, because there's almost definitely an expiry date to each and every single one of those items. For most of us, though, we have to work to get seen because there are a huge amount of sellers selling a huge amount of things on Etsy, and a lot of them are things that are similar to what we might sell. So we have to try and not only get in the crowd, which is half the battle with Etsy's search algorithms, it's also a case of then once you're in the crowd, standing out from the crowd. So yeah, the first uncomfortable truth is the fact that it is an extremely saturated platform. I would argue it's not just Etsy though. The internet is saturated these days and you do have to work to get seen. And a lot of people are still rocking up to Etsy, putting some stuff on and expecting the sales to just come in. The organic traffic, the organic sales don't come immediately, they come later. In fact, especially at the beginning, you have to work so hard to get the ball rolling. And Etsy is one of these things that once you've got the ball rolling, then you get its attention and it helps continue that ball rolling. I'll move on from that metaphor. You get my drift, I hope. That's the first hard truth. The second uncomfortable truth. Resellers. Oh, right. Okay. I'm going to try and talk about this topic without ranting or getting angry. At the time of filming this video, Etsy is currently a mecca for resellers. Technically, it's against Etsy policies. However, it doesn't appear that they are doing much about them, and I'm going to leave it at that. It doesn't help with the saturation problem that I mentioned before. And it can be really frustrating, especially if your things are handmade and then you see something that is manufactured very clearly in a factory somewhere, undercutting and what have you. But we're not going to focus on that. As long as you're aware that this is a thing and that there is very little that you can do about it, you can report them, but they will probably stay there. As long as you can be okay with that. And just be aware that it is part of the saturation problem and that you are going to have to lean into what makes you stand out in order to do business alongside them. You'll be okay. You will get frustrated. It's okay. Just try not to wallow in it too much. And on that note, let's move on. Okay, the third truth is going to annoy some people because it happens every single time, but you do have to drive your own traffic to Etsy. This is usually where people in the comments will say to me, why should I drive my own traffic to Etsy when, I may as well have my own website? Well, number one, yes, you should have your own website. Says the woman who still doesn't have her own website. I am working on it. The Etsy is still a good tool because it does bring in organic traffic, but key organic sales, because organic traffic is completely pointless if it doesn't actually convert into sales. So yeah, Etsy does bring in organic sales, but in order to get Etsy's attention, you need to drive your own traffic. You cannot rely on them yourselves. Otherwise, those organic sales are going to be few and far between. And hey, if you're going to have your own website and you're going to drive your own traffic, you may as well start with Etsy because then it gives you a bit of an idea of the work that is involved. If you're going to have an Etsy shop, you are going to have to do some work to promote it, drive traffic, and try and bring in some sales as well. If for no other reason than to help Etsy know that your shop is worth putting in front of other people so that you can get the organic sales from Etsy too. And the last truth, and I have touched on this in the previous one, it can take time to get the ball rolling. Most of the time, unless you're extremely lucky, getting those first few sales in your shop is going to feel like a real slog. The reason I'm bringing this one up is that it can be really, really demotivating when you are putting all of your effort into Etsy and it doesn't feel like you are getting any traction. What so many people don't talk about is that that's normal. I just wanted to say it because if you're in the trenches trying to get your Etsy shop off the ground, I get it. I get it. In those early days, it can feel very much like climbing Mount Everest in flip-flops. I don't want to put you off using Etsy as a platform because I say this all the time. It is a really useful tool. And as I've said in a recent video, I do still rate it as a tool because otherwise I wouldn't be on it. So if you are thinking about starting an Etsy shop, do. Just take in mind these things that I've said, because if you can accept all of this, you will find your time on Etsy a lot less frustrating, disappointing, and hopefully you will give yourself an easier time of it, because it's easy to beat yourself up if your shop isn't performing the way you want. Etsy can be a tough nut to crack, but it's not impossible. And if you want to know more about why I'm sticking with Etsy for now at least, then watch this video. Something to think about. Until next week, bye-bye.